Hello there! Are you all snuggled in and ready for a story? Good! Let's get cozy for a wonderful bedtime tale. This is the story of a very, very clever crow. Our story begins, like all the best ones do, way, way up in the rustling green leaves of a giant old tree. And tucked inside was a warm, comfy home, a nest built twig by twig with so much love. Can you just picture it? So, who lived in this lovely home in the branches? Well, let's meet the wonderful family who lived there.
This is Kakama, the mother crow, and right beside her is Kakaya, the father crow. They were a great team, you know. They worked together, finding every single twig to build a beautiful, strong nest for their family.
And nestled safely inside that cozy home were three little chirping baby crows, all cuddled up and waiting for their mom and dad to bring them some yummy treats. For this sweet crow family, life was just about perfect. Their little nest was so snug, and it was high up in the branches where they felt completely safe. And the best part? It was absolutely overflowing with love. But one sunny afternoon, while the little birds were taking a nap, their peaceful, happy life was disturbed by a rather noisy new arrival. Down at the very bottom of their tall tree, a big, scruffy-looking dog showed up. And oh my, he did not look friendly at all. He was a mean old dog. He'd just wait for Kakama and Kakaya to drop bits of food, and then he'd run over and gobble it all up. And even worse, he would bark and snarl right up at the nest and scare the poor baby crows. Well, Father Crow, Kakaya, was not going to stand for that. No way. He was very, very brave. He puffed out all his chest feathers to look as big as he possibly could and shouted his loudest, most serious crow shout down at the dog. "Caw, caw, you go away!" But here was the problem. Even with his super loud caw, Kakaya was still just a small bird. And that grumpy dog, well, he was a very big dog. He wasn't scared one little bit. He just glared right back up with a grumpy, angry stare. It was pretty clear that just being loud and trying to be strong wasn't working. It was time for a totally different kind of plan. It was time for a really, really clever idea. Shouting didn't work. Being brave didn't work. So what in the world could the crow family do now?
Now, Mother Crow, Kakama, had been watching everything. She saw that being big and loud wasn't the answer. She knew that being smart was. So she thought, and then a little twinkle appeared in her eye. She had a brilliant plan to save her family.
Are you ready to hear her super smart plan? Okay, here it is. Step 1, she would fly down, but very, very quietly. Step 2, she would sneak up behind the dog. And step 3, this was the best part. She would give his tail a quick, surprising peck.
And so, down she swooped, as silent as a little falling leaf. The dog didn't see her coming at all. She zipped right in, gave his tail a little peck, and the dog let out a huge, surprised yelp.
He was so startled, he tucked his tail between his legs and ran away as fast as his paws could carry him. And you know what? He never ever came back to bother the crow family again.
Hooray!
So what's the big idea? What can we learn from our wonderful story about Kakama tonight?
Well, because Kakama was so clever, her family was finally safe. That mean old dog was gone for good, and they could all live peacefully in their cozy nest.
It turns out Kakuma had some amazing superpowers, didn't she? Her story teaches us some really important things. First, that being smart is often better than just being big. Second, that a really clever idea can solve even the biggest problems. And third, that it's always, always important to protect your family.
And so, the crow family was finally safe and sound, all thanks to one very clever mother crow. We really hope you enjoyed their sleepy story tonight. If you'd like to join us for more adventures, we would love it if you'd like and subscribe. And now, as you drift off to sleep, here's a little thought for your dreams. What was a clever way that you solved a problem today? Sweet dreams!